Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be discussing the House of Hades, which is the fourth book in the Heroes of Olympus series. So just a quick starting info, I guess. The Heroes of Olympus series is part of the Percy Jackson universe and features Percy Jackson. So if you read Percy Jackson, this is just sort of a continuation but with lots of extra characters. So to get into the review, I really like this book overall. I'll keep it spoiler free for a little bit. I really like this book. It had a lot of interesting new stuff, a lot of new sort of characters and development of the sort of mythology that we know of. A lot of character development, particularly for Leo. I thought that was quite interesting and quite cool and done well. And I overall enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing the different perspectives now that they're all sort of together. Okay, I guess that's a spoiler. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so they all obviously get together at the end. So spoilers now. They all get together at the end, and I enjoyed seeing them together. And I really enjoyed Percy and Annabeth's journey through Tartarus and just seeing how it shook out and all the different challenges they had to go through. So yeah, overall this book, the quick review is that this book is really good, and I think probably this one along with the Son of Neptune are probably the strongest. You know what? Actually, no. I think this is the strongest of the Heroes of Olympus series so far. So to get into it a little bit more, Nico's character development in this book is really solid. Or not necessarily development, rather we just learn about the development he's already had. And we sort of learn more about him as a character, and we see some of the motivations for how he is the way he is, and I thought that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that whole scene. And it's nice to see a little bit of LGBT representation in a book every now and again. Not that that's something I'm super zealous about, but it just is nice to have it. And so I thought that was really good. Like I said earlier, I really enjoyed Percy and Annabeth's journey through Tartarus. I thought it was really solid and really cool. So I enjoyed just seeing them tackle different tasks, and I really enjoyed them interacting with Bob, the friendly Titan, and I really enjoyed them. And was it Iapetus or something? I figured Iapetus is Bob's name. The name of a good giant, that was really interesting as well. So just seeing the whole Tartarus scene, every time it would switch to Percy and Tartarus, I just thought it was really cool and really interesting. It was it sort of a trip down memory lane with the thing with the curses, because you would get sort of different would go back in time and see, this person cursed Percy for this XYZ reason. I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed Leo and Calypso together. I really thought their personalities meshed kind of well. It was kind of fun seeing them sort of come together, but it was very quick. I could honestly have done it for a little bit more, but I see what Riordan was trying to go for there. He was trying to add this into the book without ruining the pacing, and I thought he did a solid job of that. Like I said, some of the old criticisms are still a thing. So a lot of stuff doesn't really make any sense. For example, a big one for me here is if Tartarus is so powerful, surely he could have just insta-killed them all at any time. So yeah, but some stuff doesn't really make sense, but when you're dealing with gods and mortals and demigods and heroes and stuff, you've got to obviously mess with your power levels a little bit, to try and sort of bring everything into line. So yeah, so my main criticism that I've had for all the Percy Jackson books and Heroes of Olympus books is that they don't make a ton of sense when you think too deeply about them. But of course, that's undone by my main compliment, I guess, towards these books, which is that they just are so fun and interesting and the characters are so enjoyable that you don't really care if it doesn't make that much sense. Also, this book doesn't suffer too much from, like I said, another criticism I had for the earlier books is they've had this sort of very obvious structure of just, we go to place A, we encounter a challenge. We go to place B, we encounter a challenge. We go to place C, we encounter a challenge. This book still had a little bit of that, but it definitely felt, I guess it just didn't feel as overt and as unsubtle. It sort of felt like it was a natural progression for the plot and for where they would be going, rather than just we must struggle A, struggle B, struggle C. So I thought that it sort of functioned a bit better in that way. And overall, this book, I guess, it sort of has something like a je ne sais quoi, I guess. So, it just has this sort of, vibe to it, which I really enjoy, and I think it's probably the best of all the Heroes of Olympus books. So it's just a strong vibe that I really enjoy. Pretty similar, I would say, to the vibe of, the better, at least in my opinion, the better Percy Jackson books, the last two, the Hero of Olympus and the Battle of the Labyrinth. They just both had this kind of vibe about them that I really enjoyed. They felt a little bit, I guess maybe what I'm looking for is a little bit darker in tone, not ridiculously so, not grim dark or anything like that. So it's still very lighthearted, but they just had a slight, just a bit of a vibe to them. I'm not really sure how to phrase it, but yeah, like I said, I also enjoyed seeing during their tour through the underworld, through Tartarus. I enjoyed seeing various different deities and stuff. And obviously, one of the biggest points about Percy Jackson is the comedy is always on point. I always have a giggle when I'm listening to these books, and when I read them when I was a kid as well. For example, the scene here where they go to Tartarus and they talk to Nyx, who's the goddess of the night, who I'm fairly sure in Greek mythology is a pretty Hungus deity, And then they're just we're tourists here. You don't seem very impressive. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know. I was just kind of giggling away, and I was just trying to hold in my laughter on that one because I was at work. But yeah, I just really thought that But the comedy in this book, as always, functioned really, really well. Characters were strong. And yeah, just those criticisms are still there, that it doesn't make too much sense, and it's a little bit formulaic, but, honestly, I don't really care, and I would recommend this book to anyone. It's so good that I almost recommend, even if you're not the hugest fan of the first couple of books, although I don't see why you wouldn't be, but say you were, I'd still recommend continuing to read, because I think the series does get better. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.